Hey everyone, welcome back to another video with your girl Moya, and we are on Betty's and the Bag. And in today's video, I will be showing you guys how to make cute luxury envelopes with little designs going through them. If you guys have watched my video where I show you guys my 2024 new binder setups for the new year, then you would have seen my envelopes with the little designs going through them. So I just wanted to come on here and show you guys how to make those. Now, anytime you see me come on here with my laptop, just know that we about to learn how to make something. We are about to learn how to make stuff. Okay. Let's go ahead and do a positive quote. Today's positive quote is coming from the middle, and it reads, "She dreamed big, she made it happen, period." Dream big, make it happen. That's it. That's it. That's all you have to do in life to be successful. Dream it. The items that you'll need to make these envelopes are 5mm clear laminate sheets, 5mm matte laminate sheets, an old puncher, A6, A5, or whatever size that you want your envelopes to be. You'll need a cutting board, and you'll also need a laminator. So let's get into the video, y'all. I have my laptop here, and I do also have my little mousy mouse. And I'm going to show you guys how I make the design, and then I'm going to print the design. I'm going to show you literally how to make it. So let's get started. On my laptop, I'm gonna bend it all the way back. Hopefully y'all can see it good. I know I could just like screen record and add it to the side, but I don't want to do that. It's not much that you have to do on the laptop, so that's why I'm just like, you know, it's okay. If you guys haven't already gotten Canva, I don't know what's up with you. Like, I don't know what you're up to. I don't know what you're doing. You need Canva. You need to get Canva. Okay, so we're going to go into Canva, and we're going to start at create a design, and we're going to look for a US letter. That's the size that you want. That's the regular letter size paper. So using the US letter, we're going to type your categories that you want. So I missed car payment. So I'm going to type car payment, and you're going to select a font that you like. Now, I don't remember the font I used, so car payment may be a little bit different for all my others. So I'm going to pick car payment, and I'm going to center it. Center it meaning put it in the middle of the page. Let me zoom all the way in. Okay, so once you select what it is that you want and you select your font, you're going to bring car payment. I'm going to do it 3 times. So you can get 3 envelopes out of 1 page. So you can get 3 envelopes out of 1 letter size paper, as well as 3 envelopes out of the laminated sheet. The distance from the edge of the paper to where car payment is, I know I'm going to want to cut equally. I know my cut's going to be around here, and the other car payment is centered with my cut as well. So this one, we're going to bring it down to the edge a little bit, so it's a good distance away from the edge. Guys, I'm really bad with measurements. I kind of just wing everything, just so y'all know. So the middle one, you want to center that, and then the other ones at the top and the bottom, you want to put it a little distance away from the edge right here. And if I cut right here for my envelope, it's going to be in the center, and that's basically what I do. You want to put your 3, you want to type your 3 categories, and you want to distance them exactly how I have them here. I know, my bad, I don't have a measurement away from here, and it doesn't even tell me, so I can tell you either. 3.406 is what Canva is telling me, that each of them is 3.406 apart from each other. So I don't know if that helps, but you can write that down. Okay, so after you do this, I'm just going to do random categories. So we have car payment, let's do rent, and let's do birthdays. Okay, so those are my 3 envelopes. I'm going to add another text that says car payment, only because that's the way my other envelopes are, and I want car payment to match into the other envelopes. So I'm just going to do that real quick. So I'm actually making an envelope for my binder. I think this is how they are on my binder. Let me just do that real quick. Once you do that, you're going to go into elements and you can type cute patterns, and you're gonna see a lot of different patterns pop up in graphics. So once you go into graphics, you'll see patterns. What you could do is you could touch on a pattern if you like. Say you like this pattern, let's use this one. So when you put the pattern, you can print it like this if you want the pattern to be bright. I don't want it to be bright. So what I do is I go into transparency at the top here and I turn down the transparency of the pattern. So I don't make it too bright. I turn it down. So it's like faded in the background, as y'all can see. Once it's faded in the background like that, what you're going to do is you're going to save this as a PDF. So you're done with this. That is really that simple. It's really that simple. So I'm going to move card payment up a little bit just to make sure that it centers when I cut it out. And now I'm going to hit share, download, and we're going to save it as a PDF print, and we're going to download. So once you download it, I do have a tip for you when you are printing on vellum. It's best to use a laser printer. That's something I had to learn the hard way. When I was printing on vellum on my regular printer, which is my inkjet, no, honey, too much trouble. It wasn't giving. So I feel like laser printers work best with vellum. So that's a tip. So now we're going to send it to print. So we're going to go into downloads. We're going to open up our document, and we're going to print it on my laser printer on my vellum sheet. Now it doesn't matter what direction you turn the vellum sheet, it's going to print. So after printing out our vellum, it looks like this. So you can see the pattern faint going through the background, and then card payment, rent, and birthdays. Now what you want to do is you want to cut these out, and I'm gonna tell y'all my measurements that I like to use. I like to use it a little bit bigger than, you know, the money, because I want a little space in there. I'm going to share with you guys the measurements that you are going to use to cut this out. So let's put the laptop to the side. We're done with the laptop for now, and we're going to get our cutting board. Man, don't I wish this cutting board was pink. So let's do it in centimeters. So in centimeters, we're going to cut 17.5 by 8.5. So that's the measurement that we're going to use, which is in inches, is almost 7 inches by a little after 3.5 inches. Your cutting board should have a centimeter. I use mine in centimeters. So I have 17.5 centimeters, which is almost at 7, as y'all can see, by 8.5, which is almost a little bit after 3.5. So one side, we're gonna do 17.5, which is right here. Okay, so 17.5 by 8.5, right? So let's do the 8.5 now. So we're gonna line this up, and we're gonna do 8.5. And this is our first piece for our envelope. 17.5 centimeters by 8.5 centimeters. So we're gonna put that to the side, and let's cut out the other ones. So we've cut out all three: rent, birthdays, and card payments. So now we're going to cut out our clear 5mm laminating sheet. So here I have my clear 5mm laminating sheet. I recommend to use a 5mm because it's thick, and you want your envelopes to be thick. So you're going to use 5mm clear, and you're going to use 5mm matte as well. So you're going to cut the clear sheet the same as you just cut your paper, which is the 17.5 by 8.5. So let's do it. 17.5 by 8.5. And if you guys remember, I told you could get 3 of these out of one sheet of laminating paper and one sheet of regular paper size. So let's do it again. Let's do it one more time to get our third paper. There we go. So we have our 3 pieces cut out the same size as our envelopes. So now you're gonna grab your matte laminating sheet, which is supposed to be 5 mil for the thickness, and you're going to place your 3 envelopes inside of it, and we're going to laminate. So here's my matte sheet. I'm going to open my matte sheet, and I'm going to start placing my little vellum pieces on my clear pieces. Now, tip for you. So you want to open up your laminating sheets that you cut out, and you want to turn them inside out. In other words, you want to make sure the shiny sides are facing each other. For example, I just turned this one already, but let me turn this one. You're going to open it because it's 2 pieces. So you're going to open it up. You're going to make sure the shiny sides are facing. There we go. So now that our shiny sides are facing, the reason why we do that is because we want it to be able to open. If you don't turn the shiny sides facing each other, the envelopes will not open. So that's the whole point of making sure the shiny sides face. If you realize now that the shiny sides face, they're not sticky. Do you realize that? So now let's put them into our matte laminating sheet. So we're going to position it on top of, position the vellum that you cut out on top of your clear pieces that you cut out like this. So once you position it, it should fit perfectly. And if it doesn't fit perfectly, it's fine, but it should, because you cut everything the same size. And now you're going to insert it into your sheet. Now you want to make sure you leave space at the front before you insert it, so that that part can be hole punched to fit in your binder. Another tip is, remember to turn your vellum the way you want it to look in your binder. So me, I want my words to face this way. So when I turn it around, I'm looking at my words. So I want my words to face where my holes are going to be punched. So turn it the way you want it to face. We're going to do the other one, which is car payment. This one, you insert it a little bit towards the edge so that you have that hole punch space in the middle, because you want your words to face your hole punch. And then the third one could go here in the bottom. So the third one is birthdays, and we're gonna turn this one this way. So right here is where we'll hole punch. And then you want to close it. And then that's it. So let's move the laptop so we could get the laminator and we could turn it on. So here is my laminator. I'm going to turn it on and make sure that you select 5 mil. So we're waiting on it to heat up, and then we'll continue. So our laminator is ready. We're gonna go ahead and feed our paper through. Here we go. And I like to hold it because I don't want anything slipping and sliding. So I hold it just to give it a little protection so nothing slips and slide. So it's going through the machine. Going through the machine, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. And I'm not going to turn my machine off just yet, because once I cut them out, I like to run it through the machine one more time just to make sure they're nice and crisp. Okay, so we're going to wait before we turn our laminating machine off, and we're going to run our envelopes through one more time. So here we have it. Ran through. It's supposed to look like this once you run it through. So the vellum parts where we put the clear envelopes and stuff will look a little bulky. So now we're gonna cut out our envelope. So we're gonna cut out the one in the bottom first, and we're going to cut it at the edge of these two. So cut it out at the edge of these two. Be sure not to cut. You can see where the laminator seals. Be sure not to cut into the seal, or else your envelope is just going to bust right open. So after you cut out the one in the bottom, you're going to cut off the edges, and just remember not to cut it into where it seals. because if you cut it where it seals, it's going to open up. On the side, it all depends on how you want it to be. Some people like it a little bit more thick. Some people likes it to be skinny. It's all based upon preference. But you want to make sure you leave enough space to hole punch. You're gonna have to punch your holes, so leave enough space to punch your holes. So right now it's literally 2 centimeters. My edges are literally 2 centimeters. 2 centimeters works great for me. I'm good with that. But if you like it to be more slim, you can definitely make it a little bit more slim. It's all up to you. After you cut off your sides and your 2 centimeters at the end, you want to go ahead and cut open the envelope. So right now the envelope is sealed because it was laminated. So you're going to cut off the edge. You're gonna go into that seal just for the edge and you're gonna cut it off. So once you cut that seal, what happens now? Your envelope can open, and voila, that's how you make it. We're gonna do our 2 centimeters, which for me, I can roughly eye that because I've made so much envelopes. And I'm gonna cut into my envelope to open it. I'm going to cut my 2 centimeters at the end. And I'm going to cut off the excess at the end. Voila! Now if your envelopes aren't opening, honey, you did something wrong. You did something wrong. Watch the video again, follow the steps thoroughly because it's really clear and pretty easy. And try it again, boo. Okay? Okay. And then this is the card payment one. Opens up as well. And that, my friends, are how you make your matte vellum envelopes with a little design going through them. Final steps for me personally with my envelopes is running it back through the laminator one more time. So 2 of them can fit at the same time, so I'm just going to insert 2 at the same time. And I like to hold them in the back because I want them to be straight. Normally I have a book, I'll put my book in the back so that they can come out on the book so they can be straight, because you know they're still a little warm. But this time I'm just going to hold them. And see how nice and straight it is now once you do like a second run through the laminator. Nice and straight. Here are my luxury envelopes: card payment, birthdays, and rent. And now we're going to poke holes in them. And there you have it. Matte vellum luxury envelopes completed. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful cash stuffing, and I will see y'all in the next video.